All right, welcome to another episode from the chart readers, and this is a really exciting three to talk about. Okay, first and foremost, tilray and RVYL both doing the job that they were supposed to do. All right, so really excited about tilray, especially. Dude, RVYL, it's funny because I said I was ready to watch it run. The 2 days after did not do like spectacular, right? And you know, I genuine like, if I'm wrong, you know, I will make a video relatively immediately and say, oh man, I am wrong. You know what I mean? But I am glad it did what I was hoping to do and then some. You know what I mean? So, and then look, TTOO. Listen, I've been stressing the 50 moving average for the last few videos, okay? I've given a couple like money lines that I thought would help avoid a 50 breakout fake out, okay? And that's really the whole stuff. Dude, TTOO is knocking on the door, but again, we're not here to watch something knock on the door. We get in once that door breaks. You get what I'm saying? And again, you can see it here. One, like knocking on the door, knocking on the door, knocking on the door, knocking on the door. When the door breaks, that's when we get in. You get what I'm saying? So look, again, really excited to talk about these ones, but before we go any further, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we will use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, share this video on the internet, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do does help me out with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here and giving me your time is super appreciated, all right? So let's get into it, okay? And again, there is so much to like about tilray, all right? I'm 90% sure I showed this, but look, I am not trying to compare Palantir to tilray in any way, shape, or form. Sorry, wrong zoom. But when you gap up after earnings, generally speaking, you run. There was another one I just talked about. When you gap up, and I know that one isn't as big as one, you run, all right? Look, tilray finally gets that gap up, and it has been running. All right, we have, and it's interesting, right? Because this day right here, this Thursday, does not break the 100. This Friday does. So really, at this point, Monday, I'm actually assuming it's going to come up here, another 240 something. What did you do after hours? Just curious. Came down a little bit. Nothing. You're holding it, right? You come down a penny. That's insignificant. Look, you break the 8, go to the 20. Break the 20, go to the 50. Break the 50, go to the 100. Break the 100, you're going to want to go to the 200. And that's sitting up here, okay? Again, there is a little bit of a horizontal right here, right? That's definitely where this line came from. I think I want to raise this line a little bit. I see what I did. I basically took the bottom of this, kind of the 2 of that, top of that, bottom of that. But I see those, but I actually think I want to raise it to here. What do we think of this? I like this. It's the top of this. It's the bottom of this. It's kind of 50% of this. And it's, you know, give or take sitting on that plateau right there. Now, let me look at this line, because I actually got to delete this line. Because at this point, we're talking about the 200 anyway. So I'm going to leave the 245 right here. And then after that's obviously the 200. And listen to me, okay? Just I don't want you to have 200 dreams yet, but it's been a really long time since we've been over that purple 200 moving average line. The one positive, yes, it was a while ago. December wasn't around the corner, right? But hey, at least we touched it here. At least we broke it here. At least we got really close here. Okay, because again, in my head, look, you need to test it. You need to test it. You need to test it. You can break. You fail it. Need to test it. Need to test it. Need to test it. You break. Right. So I don't know if we're gonna break the 200 on single pop or not. I don't, and we'll get there. We're still not there yet. Right. But if you can get over all 5 moving averages, dude, Tilly knows how to fly. Any stock, when you get over the 5, you fly. All right, and that is the real big thing that we're hunting for here. All right, and you know, it's I can see it here. Let me just kind of get a better zoom just for the others. So look, maybe we do something like this. Okay, because really the moving averages are actually kind of spaced out. And truth be told, we've gone through the 100, I would say, a little bit quicker, right? But hey, maybe we're just like, maybe we're gonna go, come back, live it, and then go. And I'll be honest, I don't think there's gonna be this long to live it. I think maybe we go, come back, and then run, if I had to guess, right? But honestly, at this point, I'm liking that MACD that's in the positive. I'm still really liking this RSI that it's still at a healthy 71. There's still room for this to go up before I say this thing's oversold. Yes, 100% I see the volume going down. You know I'm not a fan of that. But look, generally speaking, I assume Friday's a loser day anyway, so the fact that we even gained is great. And yeah, for low volume, that makes sense to me. Again, you never know what's going to happen over the weekend, right? So I don't mind this at all. I think Monday needs to confirm the 100 breaks, okay? Where are you at? Oh, you're already there. Yeah, we have to come to 245. We do. That should be another 10% gain on Tilray on Monday. Truth be told, that's my expectation. It really actually is. You know, if we come to here or here, you know, instead of that, yeah, 240 instead of 245 is fine, right? But again, I want to believe without a doubt that we've broken the 100. Yes, we physically are over it. Yes, this was a good, non-doji, good candle, all right? That said, we can very easily come back down on Monday to 220, even as low as 216. I don't think it's going to happen. I actually don't. But yeah, it is a possibility because, again, let's just look immediately, right? Like, this was a decent break, all right? But we've failed this 100 a few times, all right? I'm glad we're back over it. And again, this was a while ago. Like I said, December wasn't, you know, last month or two, right? It was 6-7 months ago. But it seems like this 100 might be in a good place because, again, just I like this divergence alone is really nice. And again, divergence, fancy word for the two lines going away from each other. Those two lines are going away, and I like green. Green is good, red is bad, right? It's like a traffic light. So we're starting to go in the positive. We are, right? And just I was kind of trying to zoom out to see if there's any like hard correlations. There's one a little bit right there. I like this though. I can't stress that again. The volume is huge. Gap up, earnings reaction. I know, and I said it on the last video too. This is not a pretty candle, but don't worry about this candle. It's about the start of the uptrend that hopefully sustains. These two so far are making me feel really confident about those comments. Again, Monday, I'm expecting a 10% gain right here. I actually really am. Look at this weekly. All right, look at this weekly. It now really is actually saying, give me till Friday and I want to come up to 280. You can see over there in the box, the average 50 is right here. I'm looking to see if I want to raise this line a little bit because the weekly actually has it like a couple cents up. I would basically say it's either at 250 on the dot or maybe even right there at about 255 because 255 is what I would say is roughly 50% candle right there, right? So I don't know if this is worth raising 10 cents just based on what we're seeing on the weekly. That said, honestly, this just makes me so happy, all right? Because this was a really insignificant break of the 20 that clearly failed, right? This was a pretty good break that actually kind of held and went on, right? This to me is a good break. This is a real big gap fill. And hey, look, again, 211. I just said 216 on the other one. This thing can actually come down to 211 and still be relatively bullish. That said, I want 245 and really I want to set 280. I really do, because after 280, look at it. Just break this and we're gonna want to go to this, you know? And man, there is reason to get excited. And for me, what I actually like, I don't think we're excited about some bill that hopefully some people are gonna sign one day maybe. We're excited because the market decided to gap up and hold. Those two right there are the realities of today versus like hopes and wants of tomorrow. Like, look, some like bad news on the bill might really hurt this for sure, right? That said, the moving averages are good here, and I'm telling you, I'm wanting 3. I am. We're not there yet. Right now, the next immediate target's 245. After that, it's 270. From there, we talked about 280, right? Like, nothing beyond 280 just yet. Don't get too greedy. And again, 280 is still another, what, 2040? That's 30% more from where we're at right now. That's doubling last week, right? So, Tilly, listen to me. I know there's been so much pain and so much hurt and so much down that people are like, let's go. Let's slow and steady ain't a bad thing. Because I'm already just kind of looking at this. After this 3 something, that's where it starts to go up a little quicker. You know what I mean? So where are you at right here? You're at 4 something. But yeah, if we can cross this 3 something, that's where Tilly can start getting ready. But one more time, this is a good weekly. That's a super, super, super healthy 49 too, man. Tilray, again, I think this is the first back-to-back bullish. I've been multiple times bullish, but I think this feels good, and this feels better than this, just kind of looking at the differences in the technicals. You know what I mean? Like, this is a nice harder uptrend that's already going. This one just kind of recovered randomly. Volume clearly wasn't this, like, there are differences here between in May, so I love it. RVYL. Okay, let's talk about this, all right? I was excited. I made the last video on this day, on Thursday the 25th, and I said this thing was ready to run. All right. The 2 following days definitely came back, and you know, this one was a pretty bad one actually. This was almost a minus 10% day, right? So definitely not something I want. And you know, my videos are not financial advice, right? I'm just here trying to give impartial info based on these colorful lines that I draw, right? And I see, right? So, you know, I liked it. I liked this day for so many reasons. And again, that sucked. And if it was horrible enough, I'm telling you, I actually would have made a video and I would have said, damn, I was wrong. My bad. You know what I mean? And again, you know, I'm louder about my mistakes than my wins. I'm more happy to see other people say, dude, this guy's good, than for me to spend 5 minutes of a 10-minute, 15-minute video talking about how good I am. That's just silly, right? But look, these moving averages, I can't tell you, I live and die by them. I know it's easy to say that in comments, but like, dude, I live and die by these moving averages, all right? These are computer generated. I have absolutely no influence on any of these. I, knock on wood, am pretty good at drawing some of these horizontal things, right? But end of the day, I live and die by these. And as bad as these 2 days were, we never lost the 8. We never lost the 8, let alone had to come down to the 20. If I'm not mistaken, and again, I'm just kind of like, we never even lost downtrend, because I'm still hitting this corner, this corner, this corner. I'd be lying if I said I remember which one it was off of, but like, yeah, dude, we never lost downtrend. I mean, sorry, we never lost uptrend. We never lost the 8 moving average, and then boom, we get that big 20 day that I was expecting. And one more time, I don't think this is done. I really don't. I think this is a must watch. And look, if you're not in, that's your alert right there. What did this day close out? 165, 166 get in. I can't set, I gotta clear some stuff, but I gotta delete 166. If we can break that line, yeah, we're gonna come up to here. And then again, there's a lot, there's so much to like here. My goodness, there really is. All right. Oh, there really is. Look, green, 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 red, 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 red. Hopefully just green, 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 and then up, right? Let me go to the weekly real quick. Where are we on the weekly? Dude, again, look at this weekly. And again, if we can break that 166, that had to be the top of this one. That one was easy to see. Man, I don't know if there's too many lines going on. I don't think so. If this is line overload, let me know and I'll delete some stuff. There's one thing I have to show, and look, you know, if you watch my videos, I generally only do the daily and the weekly. There was someone on Stock Twits that showed the monthly, and I'm so generous. Thank you for like including me on this, dude. So Monday is the last day, right? Because again, we have Monday to close off the July candle. Monday, obviously, we're well over the 8.5 confirmed, but Monday's knocking on the door of the 20. I don't think we're going to break the 100. I think that's asking a lot. What's that 100 sitting at? Look at that over there in the box, 206. I think, can I come back to the, where's 206 at? I don't think we're going to get to 206. I think that would be really, really, really aggressive. I do. But nonetheless, listen, if we can get over the 20 moving average, which again is a stone throws away, it's actually where my alert is to jump in, right? So I think, again, you can see it. If 166 breaks, and you can basically see it again, almost like I actually said, if that breaks, we should run to this 190. That's pretty much what this thing is saying. I don't know if we're going to break this, but man, monthly, nice. Monthly, the last four, like, I can't get the words out. You know what I mean? Like, red. Like, there's a lot that's saying I want to come to this 3-something. And then after 3-something, dude, this thing can go real silly. And there's not a lot of history. Like, there's a lot to like. And look, in an arguable way, obviously this is the IPO line, right? This 245, but like, there was no real substantial green candle basically the entire go. Like, in so many ways, I would argue that like we're already over the IPO number. It's just really a matter of getting over these. And like, look at this MACD, super hard up, super hard down. It looks like it might want to do, and then again RSI goes super drastic up, super drastic down. Looks like it might be ready, and volume did a hard flip after months and months and months and months of sustainable bad. It's now, I can't get rid of that view. Come on. There we go. That's starting to go up nice and consistently too. And we're talking about high numbers, 4 million, 8 million, 10 million, right? Like, these aren't little silly, you know. There's a lot to like here. If the daily volume can start getting in the higher numbers, that could be real good. But again, you can see it. It's starting to actually happen. Like, volume's picking up on this thing. Look, I don't want you to have $3 dreams just yet, because that is a quick two-burger. But at the minimum, I think we're really hunting 197 and 250. I think 250 might be a little aggressive, because again, we're now looking at the weekly chart, right? There's quite a bit, but even on the daily, it's kind of a gap up. Oh, no, it's not. The gap is to here. Man, even arguably that is, because there's not a lot happening here. There's not much of a horizontal, right? So, oh, man, yeah, there's so much to like here, actually. There really is. This is a must-watch on Monday. I know it just dropped 22%, but I would not be surprised if this thing wants to drop another double-digit. RVYL, this has been a juggernaut of a viewer request. That's for sure. I literally had never heard of this stock until someone brought it to the plate, okay? TTOO. So let's talk about this, okay? And I actually think this is a fantastic view, all right? I'm actually going to zoom out a little bit more. Let's just zoom out a little bit more. Let's just zoom out a little bit more. Damn. Even more. Till here, all right? Look. Since this day right here, since March of 2021, well over maybe even 2.5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically 2.5 years. You can, this red 50 moving average line is pretty easy to see. There are basically no candles over it or on it. You know what I mean? There's a couple moments, but this red 50 moving average line has been death for TTOO. Yeah, little bit over there. Yeah, little bit over there. Yeah, little bit of, like, but nothing. Little bit over here. Like, this red 50 moving average line has been death for this. One more time, okay? I was wildly bullish right here. There was some good money to be made. You can see it. This was actually a 2x, all right? So I was loving it right here. I said on this date, and I've been saying it every video since, because I'm not trying to pretend I never said it. I thought the 50 was going to break. It definitely didn't, but look, the 20 did a good job, gave us a second shot. 20 does a good job, gives us a third shot. Man, I know these are both physically over it, but none of these have confirmed the break, right? And we're coming to a place where Monday is either gonna go up or drop down. Like this, I don't do like pattern trading much. I know a falling wedge is something. Maybe it's a rising wedge. I don't know. I know I see the wedge, right? Like there's a clear triangle happening here. Excuse me. It's weird to me that the MACD is going relatively up. I guess you can say it's been extremely horizontal for the last bit, right? But it's at least more uptrend than downtrend. That's an ugly RSI. And it's by no means the lowest we've been. We've been in the 20s, and actually down here you can see it in the single digits, right? So this 50, and yeah, we've been over the 8 and the 20 for almost all of it. We've actually only lost it right there and right there. Otherwise, we've pretty much been over at least one, if not both the lines. The entire story is the 50 moving average. And one of the things I kept saying was the entry here was between 13 and 15. Okay, and I was leaning a little more towards 15 because honestly, you know, also I'm just a little more conservative, right? Like again, I got a job, my finger's not on the mouse, right? I can't like make split decisions if I see a bad candle or a good candle, right? That said, I wanted to be at a high 14 or 15 because again, look, that's the border between 14 and 15. It's literally just that. That's definitely like 149, right? So I needed to be so far away from this red line that I genuinely believed we've broken it, because from there we're going to go up to 30, right? 27, 25, whatever that number is. I have no problem going from 15 to 25. That's a big percentage. That's a 66% move, right? So, you know, there's reasons why I say it's not worth being greedy, and a lot of it is things like this. Like, you don't want to fake out of a breakout, okay? And I know it's a funny rhyme, but it's true. Like, you don't want to get caught, because look, on this day the high hit 13. If you had a 13 alert, you might have picked some up, right? I don't have a 13 alert. I am way more interested at this in 15 than I really, and I know it sounds in like insignificant pennies, right? But believe me, it either hits 15 and goes up hard, or it never does, because I believe it will do what TTOO knows how to do well, which is lose all-time. Like, this at one point was an all-time low, it loses it. This at one point was an all-time low, it loses it. This at one point was an all-time low, it loses it. This was obviously an all-time low, and right? Like, history repeats itself in the stock markets. That's why technical analysis is a real thing, right? Until I can believe that this stock is ready. Like, I was never bullish on this until I actually believed it was ready to take over the 8 and the 20. Because again, look at this thing. It's been under that 8 and the 20 for so long. And yeah, I've seen it go over, but I've also seen it fail, right? That's why it was really easy to hit eject right here when that one didn't work. Or that's why I never got excited right here when it opened this high, right? That's why it also made me set my criteria a little higher to 15 instead of 14, right? Because I've seen it open high and then drop really quick, right? Like, look at this candle, right? Look at the box over there. It opens at 14 and drops to 10. More people lost 40% than they made anything on that. You know what I mean? Like, that's bad, right? So, like, just food for thought. But again, if this breaks, we're running to the blue line. We're running hard. Red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 green. We're going to run so hard up here. Or we're going to lose this and we're going to die, and we're going to fall and die just as hard as we would have ran up. Instead of a 2x up, this could easily see almost a 50% loss to 7, and then if it loses 7, it's going to go to 5. You know, so this is a gamble. Know yourself. Make sure your finger's on the mouse. I personally would wait till it shows the truth and then ride that. All right. So I don't even need to look at the weekly. I'll be honest with you. Hey, we're over the 8. That's cool. It is. Nothing matters until this 50 breaks. I'm telling you. All right. Hey, just my thoughts and opinions. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, as always, thank you. Thank you.